Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Welcome to Woodward Nights. My name is Booner. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. We got Broder here as always. We got Jalen in the TD booth. Nick in the sound booth.
Let's go.
Hey, and it's another Loser Thursday, boys.
Another Loser Thursday? Because we lost on Sunday?
Loser Thursday until you get another way.
So the whole week is a loser week?
It's a loser week.
Well, then we've really got to turn this around on Sunday, don't we?
You have to, because I don't like loser days.
No.
I don't like being a loser.
It's weird. The conversation has shifted so much all week about the Lions. Like, from the last 8 months before the season started, it's like, oh, okay, how are we going to get back to doing what we thought they were going to do? It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, the loser days will go away, but we have to. It's like yesterday. Panay and Dan Campbell both were talking about you have your back against the wall. You have to be a loser if you want to, have that edge on you. Have a little bit of grit.
Character building.
Yes.
You got to learn how to fail.
Yes.
Sports, they build character, especially football.
Peaceful Tim said Thirsty Thursday. Speak for yourself.
It is.
You can have both. If you're a loser, man, you're probably a little thirsty too. So,
cheers, Tim.
What was that?
Oh, Thirsty Thursday.
Cheers to Tim. Let's go.
He's peaceful.
Someone's drinking for us.
Nostrovia.
For me.
Nick has a couple beers underneath the booth over there.
Jesus Christ.
Beers? I got some Jaeger. No, I got nothing.
Oh boy, it is Woodward Night. So if you are having a drink, feel free to take a sip for us. If you're maybe having a little smoke, have a little bit of that. Maybe you're just hanging at home, having a good dinner with some friends and family, watching Thursday Night Football in a little bit. Yes. I hope you guys stay tuned in to us. We're going to be talking football. We're going to be talking a little bit of Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers. We're going to be touching on that just a little bit. I had to, Booner. I had to.
Go crazy, bro. Hey, look at Broder's smile right now. Broder looks like he just woke up and Santa Claus put a brand new bike underneath his Christmas tree.
Clip! Platy clip!
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. Well, welcome. It is Woodward Nights. It's Thursday. We have that game. We got the game starting here in about 12 minutes on Amazon Prime. It's really hard to get to, so just don't even bother. We'll tell you. We'll give you all the updates. So stick around. We're gonna have an amazing show. But instead of getting right into some trending news right off the bat, we got to talk about this game that's about to start. We got to go around and get some picks because it's actually, despite the Giants not looking so good at either of the games to start the season, I expect this game to be a little closer. I know a lot of people are saying the 49ers are going to run away with it.
Saquon's out,
but I don't know. There's just something. There's something Giants 49ers. What do you think, Booner?
Well, I mean, if I give you guys a pick for the game, anyone who gambles knows in the NFL, if it's a double-digit dog, you take the dog automatically. You always do. Not road. Double-digit dog, you take the dog.
So I'm more of a rookie bettor. So the 49ers are favored by 10.5.
They're favored by 10.5 points.
So you're saying take the dog, take the underdog, Daniel Jones.
I always take if you take, I don't know what the stat is, but if you take a double-digit dog, you're going to win a lot because people don't get blown out a lot in the NFL. That happens for sure, but it doesn't have, the NFL isn't, we're not talking college football here. We're talking about the NFL. Whether they have Saquon out, whoever's out, they're going to compete. These are grown men who are professional athletes. 10.5 points is a lot.
Who's at home?
Probably the 49ers.
Jesus
49ers
Christ.
are home. It's in San Francisco.
I'm still taking the Giants plus 10.5. 10 points
Great
is a
cash,
lot.
homie.
They could score. They can get a field goal or a touchdown at the end, and you just get a backdoor. And so I'm taking the Giants tonight, and I'm going to take a George Kittle touchdown. Shout out Jeff Ifrady. He was texting me today, and we have a parlay together, and he just kept texting me all day long. George Kittle scoring. George Kittle
Thanks
scoring.
for getting me hard, JB.
George Kittle hasn't done anything all year, but the signs point my way to where if Jeff texts you 30 times that George Kittle's going to score, George Kittle probably is going to score tonight. So I put a bet on George Kittle to score a touchdown as well.
Hollywood. He's on my fantasy team in our Woodward Sports League.
Jeff?
No, Kittle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeff's your starting quarterback?
No, Kittle. Kittle's my starting tight end. And at running back, I got Christian McCaffrey. They're my two Thursday nighters. Do you have anybody from the Niners or Giants on your team?
To be honest, I have zero clue. I haven't even thought about fantasy today.
Oh, really? You might want to. You have 10
CMC.
minutes. I'll carry this conversation if you want. If you want to get your lineup set, I'll just start chatting with the crew. Maybe we'll just jump into baseball right now. Okay, Ty. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Nick, 49ers, Giants. Give me your pick, and do you have any fantasy guys going tonight?
I do got McCaffrey in both my leagues, so I'm fired up about that. But I'm going to lean the other way. Not McCaffrey for first touchdown because it is the easy pick. We're going with Kittle, Jeff, and Booner's guy. We're going first touchdown scorer, just a little sprinkle. I'm plus 900 Kittle before the game starts tonight. Let's have some fun. Why not have some fun on a Thursday? Just a little sprinkle.
Well, sprinkle me another answer. Who's going to win the game?
Oh, San Fran. And I might even lay
San
the
Fran
points.
wins the game for sure. Oh,
And third question, third little sprinkle.
Yep.
How do I phrase this? Do the Giants cover? What's the right terminology here?
I think San Fran wins by 2 scores. They're a dominant team. They're at home. I agree with Booner. Some of the games, you got to just take the points and shut your eyes. But on this one, I'm not doing it.
Not doing it. Jalen, I'm going to ask you the exact question in the poll that I encourage everyone in the chat to answer for us. We got 17 votes already. Who you guys got tonight? Jalen, who you got tonight? 49ers or Giants?
Got those boys in Candlestick Park. The Niners are going to kill them. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I never have, you know what I mean? So I think they're going to win. I got -7, -8, and minus. I think I have minus 9.5 and -10. I don't know, bro. I just don't trust him. I don't trust Daniel Jones.
You have all 3?
Yeah, I don't, bro. Is there a home too, bro? No Saquon. Like, who's gonna step up? Not Daniel Jones. Also, I have Kittle scoring a touchdown though, because Brandon Ayuk is out. So I think that Kittle touchdown. I think Kittle's gonna have a game. You know, he hasn't really done much yet, but yeah, I'm going with the Niners -10.5. Kittle touchdown. I might bet that in like 2 minutes. You know.
Ooh, bet it in 2 minutes. And Booner, did you give me your answer? Did you say you're going 49ers
49ers
over?
win, but the Giants do cover tonight.
Gotcha. 49ers win
Fade the
by
public.
less than 10.5 points. Maybe a touchdown and a field goal doesn't cover. Unless you're Sean McVay, he might kick an
Perfect.
extra field goal right
To
at the
help
end
you
of the
cover.
game. Cover. I'm going to pick the 49ers to win. I can't give you the bets due to my role, my beat writer role. I can't bet.
Do it.
I can't
Give us
talk
a bet.
bets. No. I just do believe that the 49ers are going to win.
Still not scared.
Come on, brother.
I think the Giants will
Don't
finish
do
the
it. Stop.
game closer.
Don't do it. I'm just kidding. Don't get yourself
No,
in
I'm not going to
trouble.
get myself in trouble. I think
Don't
the
get
Giants are going to
yourself in
play better.
trouble.
They're going to play better than they have been, but they have looked horrible. And with Saquon out, dude, you never know. But the 49ers are
Shout out
sick.
Matt Breida. Matt Breida season.
Matty B, baby.
Yes, sir. Shout out Matt Breida.
Matty B. Cool. So we got our picks. We got our chat poll. Where are we at right now? 23 votes. We are at 49ers 92%. I think
49ers will win this game.
we got a lot of people who are picking them. Before we keep this up, Booner, could you tell the
Yes.
people about Woodward and Maine?
Woodward and Maine for all the inside scoop on your Detroit Lions. It is the Woodward and Maine show. You see it right up there, featuring Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the Detroit legend right there in the back. Look at him, Terry
that's
Foster. And you, Broder. Yes,
you're talking Terry, yeah.
The Detroit legend,
Sorry, I'm
Terry
on one
Foster.
tonight.
Tuesdays, 7 to 8 a.m. Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m. right before the game day pregame show. Make sure you guys tune in on Woodward Sports Network for all of the Detroit Lions insider information. No betting, though, like Broder said.
You guys can do as you please. I'll just
You
moderate.
can turn into the pregame show
I'll
for my
hype you guys
bets.
up. I'll hype you guys up. There's something that might affect your future bets for the Cowboys that I want to talk about. But before we get into that, Jalen, will you put the camera on yourself? We got to see that Slam shirt that you're wearing. I need a little NBA history. Is that Sharif Abdur-Rahim?
Sharif Abdur-Rahim, man. This is when he was with the Grizzlies.
Can you like sort of stand up or move back a little bit just so we see? There we go.
Yeah, this is a Slam magazine. Arizona Wildcat, one-time All-Star, you know.
Forget how good Sharif Abdur-Rahim was on the Grizzlies.
I think he made the All-Star team with the Hawks. I think like 03, 04, stuff like that with the Kings too. But yeah, Sharif was nice. I think he's like the G League owner or something like the G League president or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my shirt for today, y'all.
Love it.
Sensational.
Love it. Jalen, you are the man. Okay, so there's some news out of Dallas. Some bad news.
Brutal
for
news.
that incredible defense has been playing amazing. Trayvon Diggs out for the season with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Man, Jalen, can you put that graphic up? There's a tweet from Adam Schefter just breaking this news. There we go. They believe it's a torn ACL during practice today. I believe this was today, right? Yeah, dude, that's a big piece for them.
It is. I mean, that's a defense, too, and I'm pulling it up here. I wanted to make sure I was right here, but that's the defense who right now has been historically great through 2 weeks. They're literally holding teams right now through 2 weeks 5 points per game. They've given up 0 to the Giants and 10 to the Jets. So obviously you could say that the Jets defense is and our offense, I mean, with Zach Wilson, and then obviously the Giants, we know the Daniel Jones, even though they're covering tonight. Trayvon, I mean, that's a huge miss for them. And I know the Detroit Lions playing Week 17, so that helped. I don't want to be like, oh, that helps, so like we good for an injury, but obviously a piece taken away, and we have no C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So you look at it and you notice that when we play them, so that takes away from their defense, which is their strength.
Yes.
Like I say it all the time, is that team, they don't try and keep their defense off the field and their offense on the field like normal NFL teams. They do the opposite. And now with Trayvon Diggs out, that's a huge hit. That's their second best defensive player, in my opinion. So.
And you think, like, we've been talking a lot this week about we need our defensive line to step up. We need Aiden Hutchinson to get a couple sacks. So we need the secondary to hang on to their men a little more. Like, it all works together. So you wonder, Trayvon Diggs being the ball hawk that he is, the quarterback that he is, how much does his play, is he all pro or Pro Bowl? Like, he's in the conversation usually. Yeah. How much does that affect Michael Parsons and that defensive line, their ability to get to the quarterback? We don't actually know, but I bet it is significant.
100%. I mean, the defense is gonna look completely different this week.
Yeah.
In the rest of the season, it's completely different. I mean, who do you have? Stephon Gilmore there. That's your other corner, I believe.
Steven's brother.
Yeah. So he's there, but now he's your number one, and he's pretty old now.
Yeah.
So I mean, things are gonna move around there. They always find a way to find, like, they have some dudes. So they're gonna have a dude to replace him, but still, it's brutal.
They're like cornerback U. Like they get their cornerbacks. But there's another team a little closer to the Detroit Lions that's also battling some injuries. They got a little bit of good news today and a little bit of bad news. Can you put up that Green Bay Packers graphic? It's a tweet from Rob Westerman III. Oh, there we go. From GBP Daily. I'm assuming that means Green Bay Packers. We can go with that. Aaron Jones, Packers. He's been battling a hamstring injury. He was practicing today, so that's a good sign for him.
Yeah, you know what, too? To think about this, the Falcons just played this team without Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, and David Bakhtiari, and they should have lost by two scores. So I'm not that kind of. I look at that now and I realize that Aaron Jones was out. Even when I watched the game, he wasn't, like, they didn't have a run game whatsoever, which we don't right now. Well, we do with Jameer, but like Monty's out. So yeah, that's great. Green Bay, second best team in the
They're first in the NFC North.
Yeah, I don't know what Chris is saying here in the chat.
You just 100%ed me? I must have missed it.
I don't know what that means. Like 100%.
Is it a bad thing? Like, maybe you're. Is that when you're like not really listening to someone and you're just like natural response is like, oh yeah.
I think Chris 100%. Maybe just gets that he thinks that's a bad thing. When it's in reality, it's like a normal thing to do.
We say 100% a lot
all the time
in our tech. I say 100p.
I put 1,000%. I just put 1,000,000% send.
Yeah,
I do that. I literally probably do that 10 times a day.
They do it when the other person like zones out for a good minute, and then they come to them. I don't think that happened here, but they flash to them. They're like, oh, 100%.
Just a Booner saying.
It's the heaviest thing on that one.
Day.
It is.
I dig it.
It is. So
I dig you.
Shout out Diggs.
You're a real
Hopefully he
life
gets back healthy
paleontologist.
next year.
Trayvon Diggs.
A real life paleontologist. Maybe Robert Lane and Andrew Jones get that reference. You dig? It's a Harry Mack bar.
Come on.
I can't remember the exact
Broder, did you just give some
bars.
Memberships?
I did. You know, it's Thursday night football time, and I want everyone who's in here with us to stay and enjoy. And maybe you just are guilted with the membership giving to stay with us. No, I am appreciative of you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy those. I see some people who are regulars almost in here. Jay Cruz and Jack Stark. Ant Plaga, I don't recognize your name, but thanks for joining us. Woodward Knights of Booner and Broder. We got Nick and Jalen. This is we're gonna have a fun night. We're gonna be going around the NFL, around sports, a little bit around Detroit too. Here in the next segment, we're gonna be getting into the Lions heavy from 8:30 to about 9:30. We're gonna be talking Jared Goff and Aiden Hutchinson. We're gonna be breaking down matchups, Lions versus Falcons. We're gonna be looking at a few more press conference videos. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson had some things to say And then we're going to finish off with some fun stuff before mailbag that we'll wait to tease that one. But,
Yes, sir.
Nick, could you tell the people about Academy of Warren?
Good luck, Nick.
At Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art Sports Stone Fieldhouse that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football. K through 8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. The Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollment. Go to academyofwarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Look at that Outdoor Equipment Company. What a beautiful tractor up there. Official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, style handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, generic generators, everything, plows, salter, anything you need. Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivery to your doorstep. That is Outdoor Equip Co. You see it right there on the screen, outdoorequipco.com.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome.
We are back. This is Woodward Nights. Woodward Nights. I'll say it smoother, actually.
Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Woodward Nights with Broder. Thanks for joining.
In the nighttime.
You guys want to talk about it? Yeah. In the nighttime. I don't know if I could be that calm for more than a couple seconds. We have a lot of energy in the studio at all times.
That's just creepy.
It's wild.
With the stash and doing that, I don't think you should ever do that again.
Why?
That's creepy. The stash and that voice.
Hey,
We're gonna
do
get
it again.
We're gonna get a Fear the Stash t-shirt.
We just lost like 15 viewers.
The voice guy.
I apologize to everyone who's watching.
Yeah, apologize. I'm on one tonight, I guess. Thanks so much for joining. If you guys could, in all honesty, hit the like. It really helps us out.
I can't do it.
Well, I appreciate you. Can't do what?
The low voice.
It takes a real man to be able to get that low.
Whoa.
Pew, pew.
Hey, boy, say something back.
Pew, 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 pew. Full throttle water bottle. That's right. So,
all right, let's get into things here.
All right.
Let's go.
You know what our first trending
night.
topic is going to be? It's actually going to be a Lions graphic. There was a certain player who hasn't played many snaps in the NFL, already has his jersey in the Hall of Fame. Jalen, if you could put that grgraphic up. Brian Branch. Look at that tweet
Sam
by
Laporta.
Woodward Sports. The jersey that was worn by BB. What's his name again? BB. What do we call
B2
it?
Bomber.
B2
32
Bomber.
Shake the Room. Yeah,
Yes.
all that good stuff.
His jersey's in the Hall of Fame. He's a rookie. I believe it was the first rookie to get a pick six in his first ever game. And the fact that it was against Patrick Mahomes is incredible. How cool is that? Unbelievable.
It is. If you zoomed into that picture there, it kind of, I think the reason it's in there, I don't know if it's the pick six or if it's, what's crazy is the patch on the
He
jersey.
does say something about the patch.
Like when you zoom into that, and we probably can't, but if you guys see the picture on Twitter, we posted on Woodward Sports, it says something about the patch, and I don't know what's so special about this patch. But they were like,
that up real quick?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to read it before I put it back
Yeah.
up.
Okay, sorry.
I don't think you'll be able to read it. It's like so small.
It just is like a new premiere.
But it's like a
look it up.
premier NFL premier patch. But I think that's the only reason, is my guess, that it's. I
So
don't
they
know.
did that
That's
for
what
the
the
rookies.
paper said.
They did that for the rookies this year. That is
Yeah.
something that they announced.
So maybe it was like the biggest play by a rookie. So they took his jersey and shoes. And I don't think. I'm guessing that's not the football because he got the game ball. Or he got the ball. But
Oh, I found out what it meant.
what is that patch?
It's basically saying like it's to commemorate the each rookie's first game. So it's worn,
that's why
it's
they
an
did it,
honor,
yeah.
stuff like that, unforgettable moment, all that good stuff and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
Interesting. I don't know if Colton's cardboard's in here or anybody who's into sports cards. Something like that. The sports cards companies are going to chop up the jersey, but they're going to put that patch inside a card, and it's going to be a special.
How many of those cards can you get out of a patch?
Usually it's
five?
just one. Like
really?
if it's a patch, they'll just use that patch and maybe center it instead of like cutting a patch up.
Yeah.
I would love to talk sports cards maybe later on in the fall when things die down a little bit, because there's some really interesting things they do with the jerseys. Also some shady stuff that the card companies do. But how cool is that? Brian Branch, his jersey in the Hall of Fame.
It's wild.
There's also
It's
another.
not Sam Laporta too. Sorry, Lucas.
It's not. He doesn't have an interception, but he's going to get in the end
before
zone.
him.
He's going to get in the end zone on Sunday. We got a big football game this weekend in the college ranks. There's been a lot of talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. They're 3-0, I believe, but now they head to their first Pac-12 game. They're going to face Oregon this Saturday. There's a lot of hype coming up to it. We're going to talk more college football tomorrow, but I was doing a little bit of research, and I came across these color-changing cleats that Oregon's going to be rocking this weekend. Check this out. There's a video also on Twitter, I think it's also under Nike Kicks, that shows it's like a 1-minute clip of sort of how they make it, the design. Apparently they're heat sensitive, and that helps the colors change. I don't know all the details, but I thought it was kind of sweet. You see that? Is that a chameleon or an iguana? I don't know.
Is a chameleon going to be with the shoe out on the field?
Possibly.
That'd be sweet, man.
They have a little pet with them on the field.
Wouldn't that be dope? But do you actually like those cleats? Like, I thought they were cool, but everyone's got different taste in kicks.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon always has like stuff like that. They always have some sweet jerseys, uniforms, shoes, cleats, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Basketball.
shoes kicks guys?
Yeah, I think for me, like Booner said, like back in they're like the best, like black jerseys, green jerseys, like Michael James era back then. They had like all the best colorways, so I like them. They're gonna get destroyed by Colorado, but it's okay.
Yo, what? You
Damn,
think Oregon's gonna
Jalen.
get destroyed?
Yeah, you know how I get down. I'm 10 toes, Boone.
Bo Nix?
Come on,
If they don't-
Jalen.
They're gonna cover the
Jalen.
spread for sure.
Well, yeah, it's a 21-point spread. They better cover.
Hey,
it.
you never know, man.
If they don't cover the spread, then they're not a real top 25 team.
Let me just play.
They're not gonna win,
My
though.
theme music is loading up, so let me just play this weekend. They'll cover the spread, man.
They'll cover.
theme music.
All right, so when you say that you're 10 toes down, that means you think they're going to win the game.
I sure do.
So I don't want to see one bet slip of yours that says plus 21.5. All I want to see is all money line.
You can't.
If you're 10 toes down, all money line.
If I make like 10 slips, I'll do one money
No,
line.
I want all money. 10 toes down means you're all in. No plus 21.
Hey, go Buffs.
Yeah, nope. If I see plus 21, Jalen.
Strike me.
Plus 21. All money line.
He just told you to strike him.
But I'll take plus 21 though.
You're not talking
got
bold.
to.
I'm 8 toes down, not 10.
Oh, just like Dion.
Yep, exactly.
Are you
That's
missing
why
two-
they're covering.
Are you missing 2 toes?
Yeah, I am.
Or do you just lift the big toe?
Jalen, if I see a slip that says plus 21, I'm telling you.
Jalen, I'm going to...
We might, I don't know, but we're going to come up with a punishment if it's plus 21. Nick's over there laughing. I'll get you two next.
You know about him. Nick has a back, that Texas game,
What? Texas still?
I've got
Okay.
some,
Okay.
yeah.
I was wrong on that. Little did I know Alabama was going to suck this year. Sorry. But, Broder, I do like those kicks. Oregon always does it right. Love them.
Got that.
Jalen, got to come to you real quick. What is going on? So are you taking the 21.5 or are you taking the money line?
I already took it on a few bets, but I'm going to bet the money line for sure a few times. I promise you I am. It's plus 800. Why not?
All right.
We're going to talk more about that game tomorrow, but Jalen, I'm going to go to you one more time in this segment because you need to educate me a little bit. This guy by the name of Dolph Ziggler, right? He was dropped by the WWE after 20 years.
Yeah, something
We've
like
never
that.
talked about wrestling on this show. Doesn't get talked about a lot, but it seemed from the tweets I was seeing out there, like this is massive news in the world of wrestling.
Might be fake news. Who knows?
Could be.
The whole sport's fake.
Whoa. Anyway,
I don't know if it's real fake news. Did they fake drop
fans,
him?
Man, he was there for like 20 years. Had a good run. I think he was a world champion a couple of times, Intercontinental U.S. title. But like the last few years, he hasn't really had a push. So like for us growing up, he was, he's pretty cool to me. I like Dolph, what he did. He was a company guy. So him getting released, he'll go to AEW or something like that. But yeah, Dolph had a good run, man.
Dang. All right, so he's still got some options. He could go to AEW. That's what it is. I got to get educated on my wrestling.
I can educate you. It's all fake.
Yeah, but
It's all
that's not the point.
Script.
That's not the point.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Wrestling fan base is as big as any in the world, except for football and soccer and hockey and basketball and baseball. So like after the big four,
the fifth,
just
sixth
below
biggest.
pickleball.
Yes, pickleball's not scripted though, so it's fun to watch.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, I'm gonna educate myself more. I want to touch on the Pistons real quick because our boy, Detroit Kool-Aid, Brandon Dent, he's been spending some time down covering the team. He's our Woodward Sports Network beat writer and reporter covering the Detroit Pistons. And he got to go down to Detroit and see the final court refurbishment of this, what is it called? Oh, here we go. At Howarth Park. Shoot, if you guys know how to pronounce that, please let me know. But the Detroit
Howarth?
Pistons, when they moved to Little Caesars Arena, they committed to a $2.5 million initiative to refurbish, I believe it was 60 courts at 44 parks all across Detroit. This is the final one located on Nevada Street, the park dedication. I just thought it was really cool. They had a bunch of players down there, Greg Kelser. They were just talking about being a part of the community and continuing to build up basketball and build up the community in a positive way. And going and refurbishing all these courts seems like an incredible start.
Yeah, I don't know. Was there how many did they do? I saw a tweet.
It was 60 courts in 44 parks refurbished in 6 years. That's amazing.
That's huge.
That's amazing.
That's big. Working with the community and doing that for Detroit. That's sweet.
The coolest part about this Detroit Kool-Aid, Brandon Dent, he got a chance to interview Jaden Ivey, ask him a couple questions. Jalen, if you could play this one, just the first 41 seconds for now. He talks about he asked Jaden about the chemistry and how he and his teammates have been building that this offseason.
Feel about the team's chemistry that you guys have been building all off season and hitting the ground running?
We feel great. We feel confident in what we have. We feel confident in each other, and now it's just putting into what all the the work that we put in this season, this off season to prepare for the first game. And it's not going to be easy. It's super hard to win in the league, and I think people get that misconstrued that it's not easy to win. So we got to continue to work hard, trust each other, trust what the coaches say, and eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, and listening to you.
Dude, Kool-Aid getting that exclusive.
Yeah, shout out Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid does a great job. He's always at all these events and every press conference. He's literally everywhere for the Detroit Pistons. He's going around. But what he said there, that he said it's not easy to win in this league. Was it Nick? Someone tried to tell me that the Pistons were going to win 40-something games and make the playoffs. I can't remember who it was.
Shots fired.
Yeah, all right, let's go, Booner. Let's go. I said that they can get to the play-in. You have
the play-in, yeah, but not the playoffs.
You win a play-in, you're in the playoffs. I think they can.
How many games do you think they win this season?
They can get up to 41. I honestly believe that. Cade Cunningham can be a top 15 player in this league.
He can, but
as close as next year. He was a generational top prospect coming out, and he played 12 games last year. I think he's that guy.
This is what's
he will
happening.
lead this team.
This is what's happening, though. Let's not get our hopes up, fellas. Let's stay grounded here. Let's be realistic here. We haven't seen these guys play. But no, I'm not going to get into a Pistons spiel here. I won't do that. But shout out to Kool-Aid for getting that. That was amazing. And shout out to Jaden Ivey for doing that. The Pistons for doing those courts. That's unreal. Unreal from them. And the fact, though, that Jaden Ivey came out and said, hey, like, we want to get there.
Yes.
But it's harder than you guys think. People are going to give him criticism. And it's harder than you think. So when we go out there and win 35 games, Nick, don't get mad because we didn't win 42.
But bro, 35 would be doubling. That would be I'll take 35 wins next season.
I think they get 30-plus wins, like 30, 32, 35.
Yeah.
But the 40s, man, you're looking at 500. I mean, it's tough. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it could happen, Am I putting my money on it? Staying away from it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm not going to even get into it now.
We're going to get into more Pistons as the fall goes on. We're about to hop into some football right now, but I got to shout out It's Lee TV.
Oh.
Notre Dame minus 4.5. Sam Hartman 275 plus passing yards and 3 tuds. Dude, thanks. A, thanks for the support, and B, before we go to break, do you have any quick reaction? Or
Mike said, I want to see D-Mac knife edge chop Booner 5 times bare chest on the next Lions watch party. Hey, I don't want any smoke.
I don't want any piece
no
of
smoke.
D-Mac.
I love D-Mac, man.
You would not want to get in a fight with him,
I think he's just saying that because I said that wrestling's fake, which it is scripted. I'm
is.
not wrong on it. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's fake. I know D-Mac got hurt doing it, so it's a real. You're out there. It's a sport.
Yeah.
But it's still scripted. I just stated a fact.
Yeah.
Right? Like.
All good. All good. Everyone, shout out. Detroit Kool-Aid is in the chat. That is Brandon Dent, who I was telling you about. Also, that was only a snippet of the videos that he's posted. Check him out on Twitter. I don't have it in front of me. I'll get it on the way out. But Kool-Aid, if you could, or maybe if there's someone else, if you could share Kool-Aid's Twitter, that'd be amazing. He does an incredible job for us. But when we come back, we're going to be talking Detroit Lions. We're going to jump in a review of the injury report. We saw some changes today. Then we're going to jump into this matchup. So everybody stay tuned. I'm going to tell you about Mark White Real Estate. And then we're going to be talking some football. So when you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That's exactly what you can do with Mark White's minute-by-minute listing agreement. So go ahead and try Mark White's risk-free minute-by-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Code word Woodward Glorious. Find it at www.gloriouscanna.com.
Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Got Broder sitting next to me as always. Jalen and Nick both in the booths here with us today. And I'm just going to throw it out there real quick. 49ers scored. It's 3-0 right now. Only 3-0.
You got me hyped up, man. Don't be doing that.
And the Giants are positive field right now. They're
Is that a Jake Moody field goal?
Possibly, actually. It should be. Yeah, shout out Jake Moody.
3 points.
Michigan Wolverines. But we're going to get into a couple things here. We're going to get into some Lions talk. A lot of things going into the Atlanta Falcons game, obviously. Biggest news, I think, kind of going forward with this game right now is kind of the injuries. A ton of injuries on our end. And I saw the report today, the injury report for both sides. Can't remember where I saw the Atlanta one, but it looked like Atlanta only had 2 or 3 people that were injured. and most of them are back in full practice already.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Detroit Lions injury report, it's sitting there, you're sitting there with 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys with no practice. You're sitting there with guys limited practice in there. Starters. Yeah, I'll go through the list here real quick, and then I'll throw it to you, Broder, because you've been in the building a little bit. But Taylor Decker, no practice, ankle. Kirby Joseph, hip, no practice. David Montgomery, thigh, no practice. Emmanuel Mosley, knee, hamstring, no practice. Frank Ragnow, toe, rest. I think that's just expected, no practice.
We'll get into it.
Big V, no practice again. Josh Reynolds, still limited practice, but this one's we can take a little positive here, fellas.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, limited practice. He was back today
Yes.
with that toe injury. It seems like, I'm guessing tomorrow he'll be limited as well. It would be my guess. But Broder, kind of, I guess you being in the building, and I have some takeaways from that, but what are your initial takeaways seeing a couple of these guys? Is there like some big names on here that you thought were going to be at practice today?
No, it's just the fact that they're all pretty big names. Like, they all are serious contributors, or guys that we are expecting to contribute. I know we expect David Montgomery. David Montgomery's going to miss. Vaitai is going to miss. Who else we got? Mosley. Mosley's one you wish we saw more this week. My guess is he doesn't play at all again this weekend, but I also believe that Frank Ragnow, he's probably out just for maintenance purposes, one of those practice days off. And my guess is Amon-Ra St. Brown, probably won't see him go through a full practice for the rest of the week. It might be one of those things.
I bet you we don't see him do a full practice for like 2 weeks.
Maybe the rest of the season.
Because of next Thursday.
And if it is turf toe that he's battling, weird we haven't even gotten a final answer, but it seems to be turf toe. That's something that might linger all year.
Yeah.
So it might be one of those things we see 1, maybe 2 practices out of him a week, maybe limited also, and then he performs.
The one that stood out to me the most and kind of worries me and don't know if it's going to be an issue on Sunday is this Kirby Joseph thing.
Yeah.
He's out again with the hip. I thought maybe it was just a day off. Let's get this hip right. Let's get a feeling down. I'm interested at 4 o'clock tomorrow or around that time when this injury report comes out again to see if Kirby Joseph, because the game status will be on there, I'm pretty sure on Fridays.
Yeah.
So you'll know what's going on. I'm guessing they're not going to say he's out right away. But you just lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and obviously Tracy Walker could step up. Now, if Kirby Joseph doesn't go Sunday, I don't even know. I mean, you just lost your top 2 safeties.
No,
within
God,
the league.
please, no.
And especially, and I know this Atlanta Falcons pass game isn't something that you need to be super worried about. But there is Drake London. There's Kyle Pitts. They have some dudes. They got
dudes.
Yeah, and you need some safeties out there who can tackle as well. There's certain guys out there like iffy. I mean, I don't know if who I trust to go out like you. Am I crazy for thinking this?
No.
This is I'm starting to get a little nervous.
No, you're not crazy.
I'm starting to get nervous here, fellas.
Kirby Joseph, especially with the loss of CJ Kirby Joseph becomes that more important. We need him to be the guy to get the takeaways that CJ Gardner-Johnson and him are going to split.
Yeah.
Tracy Walker's the tackler. He's the one who's going to come up and lay the wood. We need Kirby Joseph patrolling back there, picking off all the Packers quarterbacks whenever we play them, or Desmond Ridder this weekend. So you're right. My hope, and he came back into the game after he got hurt last Sunday. I hope that it's one of those things. It might be a minor injury, and they're just trying to let it get back to 100%. As long as he's in shape and can play Sunday, just give him as much rest as possible if they trust him there, especially with Gardner-Johnson out. He needs to be healthy.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Kirby Joseph was one of the guys that Dan Campbell said when he was in the press conference yesterday, and he kind of talked about there's going to be guys who end up needing more rest, so they will only be able to play Thursday. They're only going to be able to play in one game, Sunday or Thursday. Pick your poison. So I think
that's an interesting
he's one of those guys now that it's if he might not be ready for Sunday, we're going to hopefully try to get him there, and he probably won't be. And that's where I'm starting to feel that way. And then they're going to rest him to get back for Thursday because
the Packers' pass attack is a little stronger than the Falcons, who are heavy run.
And Steve Wild says Booner's acting like everything is great until today. I think everything is still great.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions, I mean, my prediction will be tomorrow, but I still think the Detroit Lions win this football game. We're just looking at, we just start off with the injury report here, Steve.
It's not often you're going to smile and talk about Kirby Joseph maybe being injured.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, yeah, Kirby Joseph is injured. Like, what are we doing? Come on, Steve.
Just
I love you, Steve.
Clip any of that. That was a joke.
Out of context.
I know. But he's big. And Taylor Decker, I hope too. I was hoping at the end maybe we saw him limited in practice today.
Yeah, that was another one.
Just to get a little bit of range of motion back, a little bit of conditioning back Thursday, Friday maybe. Tomorrow he's going to be one I'm looking for as well. And Josh Reynolds, I didn't expect to see. I don't know. Was that something? Did he get hurt in the game, or is this a?
I feel like he did.
I believe that was the first time this week he's been on it, or was he on it?
He was on it yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you put it up there real quick, Jen, can you throw that back up there real quick? You could see. I think it shows Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. I apologize.
Just loading them boys. I got it.
No, it did say limited practice both
Wednesday
days.
and Thursday. So I don't know if it was something that he just did in the game. That's all good, Jalen. Appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. But the Taylor Decker one too. That's another interesting one. Hopefully. Maybe they're just resting him so he's 100% on Sunday. Like they're like, hey, just sit out, just sit out. We don't need any issues. Like, I also did see something. I can't remember where I saw the tweet or who it was, but I did see that David Montgomery was in the building today, and whoever put it out there said that he was walking better than he was Sunday after the game. Obviously Sunday he probably had a limp. You were in the locker room. I don't know if he had like an issue or it looked like he was hurt. Obviously he was hurt, but didn't look right. Someone said today, I saw on Twitter, that said he was back in the building, face was around, was walking a lot better. So I think that's a positive sign. That imagine Thursday, David Montgomery at Lambeau Field. We need that so bad.
It's crazy. The Lions have 2 games in the next 7 days.
Yeah,
like they're going to be playing the Packers in 1 week from today. Literally. With the Falcons right in the middle of that on Sunday. That's
Sunday,
bizarre.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A 5-day period where you have 2 football games. That is, and right now, that's the time that you get hit with the injury bug. And I guess when you get put in some of these primetime games, because in a couple weeks you have a Monday night game.
Yeah.
A couple weeks after that, you have another Thursday for Thanksgiving. So I guess when you get thrown into these primetime games, that's part of it. Is you're going to be playing in short weeks. If you get injured, you're going to have to find a way to get it done.
Nick. What you got to say?
Yeah, this Decker one really scares me because if him and Vaitai are out and we can't establish the run like we want to, it brings so much pressure on Jared Goff because he's not in his rhythm of play action and getting it out. That's what happened with the pick 6. He was pressured from that right side, and it happened. He wasn't able to wait on the route. So they really need to come back, and if not, these guys need to step up because we need to be able to run the ball for this offense to be as efficient as possible.
Especially if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be one of those guys who's going to get more work in the run game, in between tackles. We want the 2 best tackles out there for him to run in between. So
I still do think, though, like week 2 into the like if Taylor Decker and Big V obviously is not going to be playing, but if Taylor Decker's out, you already had a week with Matt Nelson and Graham Glasgow, or at least a half a game. Mm-hmm. Graham Glasgow's the one I'm not worried about. It's Matt Nelson. Like he has already played a week in a game with that line there. I think this week will be a little bit more better and more comfortable. And Penei on the left side, he even said like I need a little bit more time to get comfortable there. Like everything you do, the movements, your hands, you're on a different. It's a little bit different. So I will have a little bit. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be like, oh, we're perfectly fine, but. Another week into it, I will feel a little bit better than what we saw last week, for sure.
Definitely. Jalen, could you play that video of Ben Johnson, who was giving his own take on how they're dealing with the injuries and his confidence going into Sunday's matchup with the Falcons?
I think we knew that these weeks were going to come. Really, any NFL season, this happens. And so that's been our challenge all the training camp, is making sure we have the right depth in place and feel really good about the guys that could potentially step up and play more snaps this week. They're guys we believe in. They've been here, and they know our system. So expect no drop-off in production.
You heard it there. He expects no drop-off in production. It was pretty monotone, but that is what you want to hear. You just want to hear, all right, we got guys that are ready to step up. We're just curious to see how much it changes the game plan, changes how he approaches it. Are we going to see more passing? Are we going to see Jared Goff aired out 40 times? Or are they going to work double as hard to get Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, maybe Zonovan Knight into that run game?
I do have confidence in this because, literally, we knew these weeks were going to come. They planned for it. Brad Holmes planned for it. That's why he's got the depth that he did. When you're a championship team, you get the depth, you get the people, and you get the dudes that can play if someone gets hurt. We know that, and they have it. So it makes you feel a little bit more confident. But yes, to be able to me, establish the run, and like Nick said, you still want to get Jared Goff in that rhythm. That's why he's been so good the last 12 games. And we have a Jared Goff segment. Yeah. Actually, I think
coming up
next. Yeah. So being able to get a guy like Jared Goff, who, little teaser, maybe top 5 quarterback stats in the NFL right now, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You want to keep him in that rhythm. You want to make him comfortable. And it does, even if you don't establish it, I still have faith with the fact that we have Jared Goff there, that he's able to make plays and kind of run that offense, whether you establish the run or not.
100%, Booner. 100%. So come on right back. We're going to be talking Jared Goff. There was a CBS sports writer, sports analyst who, we'll call it Jared Goff slander. He put out a list of quarterback rankings. Jared Goff just continues to get forgotten about. But Booner, could you tell the people about Guardian Alarm?
Yes, Guardian Alarm. Customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring calls anytime, day or night. And know that a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Make sure you call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Just head to their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. They got grab-and-go steaks, or they ship next day if you want to go online at fairwaypacking.com. Again, that's fairwaypacking.com.
Welcome!
We back. We back.
Yes, we are back. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. I do not lose. And even when I lose, I still win somehow, some way.
You're the most dangerous man with a bet slip in your hand.
I am. You guys used to hear that video all the time. But my name is Booner. We got Broder next to me. We got Jalen in the booth and Nick in the sound booth here. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe. We're 100 subscribers away from 50,000. Maybe that'll hit while we're on air. But we're going to get into here a little bit. Teased it a little bit before, some Jared Goff talk again, because Broder, I'll throw it over to you here, because there's been some slander on his name still. I have a tweet here, and I know you brought a graphic as well, so I'll go to you first. You can throw your graphic up.
Yeah, we got to start with the slander, because what's his name? Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports. He put out his QB power rankings, and I'm a little speechless. Let's throw it up. I'll let you guys see this first. We got number 1, looks good.
It's embarrassing.
Number 1 looks fine, right? But then you start going, I'll even accept Tua at number 2. He's having an incredible year, maybe tops right now in the MVP race. But then we're going Brock Purdy at number 3, Jordan Love at number 4, Prescott and Kirk Cousins 7, 8, and then we got Jared Goff. Also, Jared Goff in front of Jalen Hurts. There's some Jalen Hurts slander too.
Jordan Love is the 4th best quarterback in the NFL. Has to be the worst. This is all right. Real quick, what's that guy's name? Cody Benjamin.
Yeah.
Cody Benjamin. Let me introduce you to a great friend of mine, Cody Benjamin. Pete Prisco. You both are locked up in the Booner jail. You guys are done. You're not allowed to do any more graphics. Nothing. Cody Benjamin.
That's terrible.
I should never see a graphic made by you again with your name on it again. That is unbelievable. The 4th best quarterback in the NFL right now, Jordan Love.
Jalen, could you put up a poll
That is unreal.
that says which quarterback would you rather have leading your team, or whatever language you want to lose? Put Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins, and Brock Purdy.
Am I reading that right? Was that like the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
To be honest, when I was introducing this segment, I was like kind of freaking out that maybe I read it wrong.
This can't be real.
And it was like maybe a under 28 years old, something. None of it makes sense.
I just want to throw this out there. Hold on. Let me keep scrolling all the way down on my laptop here to the most passing yards by quarterbacks in the NFL through 2 weeks. Oh, wait. Number 23, Jordan Love with 396. You want to know who's ahead of him? Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones.
No.
Brock Purdy. Guess what? Guess who's ahead of him?
Don't tell me.
Justin Fields.
Dude,
do I have the right list here?
You can't say his name.
I don't care with this list.
That was his list, his entire list?
This is the passing yards through 2 weeks in the NFL. 2023 regular season.
And Justin
Jordan
Fields
Love, 23 with 396 passing yards. All the way up at 18, who has more than him, 30 more yards, Justin Fields. Want to go up a little bit more? Ryan Tannehill. A little bit more? Kenny Pickett. A little bit more? Russell Wilson. Baker Mayfield. Sam Howell. What of a joke of a list that is.
Clown
I
shoes.
thought I was going to be in a good mood today. That just killed me.
I had to fire you up a little bit. Dude, clown shoes. The dude wears clown shoes like Uncle Neil's Soft Feet says. I just don't understand how. I'm new at this job, but one of the basic things we're trying to build some credibility here, and like you can't just be on. You can't have an audience and just spew bullshit.
Chris you're supposed to be professional.
Broder just tweet.
What? Be professional would not be putting Jordan
What's that guy's name again? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting these.
Cody Benjamin.
Cody Benjamin.
You can't trust people with two first names, can you?
Yeah, Pete Prisco and Cody Benjamin.
Yeah, Prisco Pete.
Both are in
Pistol Pete?
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I saw that. I know that is insane.
Let me turn it around for you, because you told me about a better stat, a better graphic that we got to show. Just part of the reason we got to prove like Jared Goff, he's more the real deal. Jalen, could you put up that graphic?
You have Jared Goff sitting there at 9, right?
Here we go.
And with Jared Goff sitting at 9, you want to look at some of his statistic categories there. Look at this real here. I'm going to pull this up on my computer. I'm going to read this to you. This season, Jared Goff has produced a quarterback rating of 85 or more in 9 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL.
Boom.
And a new franchise record. With that as well, he also was second in yards per attempt at 8.2, third in quarterback rating this season with 109, tied for 4th best in passing touchdowns, 4th and 5th best in passing yards at 576.
Let him cook.
But that man's number 9 behind Jordan Love. The disrespect from national media is insane. Benjamin Cody. It's on Pete Prisco. All right.
It's a lot of these CBS guys, it seems like.
That's
is this
what
another
it is.
CBS? Do they got some little cult in the back room there? What is CBS doing here?
Is CBS, are they broadcasting? Are they in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin?
Probably.
They might be up in Wisconsin with Chris. I don't know how else to explain.
Hey,
these
I'm not
two
judging,
CBS graphics.
just like to shoot
having,
straight.
Having the Packers in week 1 at 9 and the Lions 10, and now having Jordan Love as the 4th best quarterback in the NFL.
Dude, you know what I want to tell Cody Benjamin?
I'm gonna die up here today.
You know what I want to tell Cody Benjamin? And I found this stat. Yeah, here we go again. Here's another stat for you. But so many people don't think of Jared Goff as he doesn't throw the ball very deep, and really he doesn't. But he doesn't have that bad of a deep throw. So I found this stat. Since 2017, which was the first year he was a starter with the Rams, he's second in the NFL with the most 20-plus yard completions at 348. But do you know who he's in between? So you know who's first and who's third? He had 348 at number 2, behind Tom Brady at 363, and ahead of Patrick Mahomes at 334. That's just completions over 20 yards. That's not even his bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's his dessert. That's not even the appetite. That's not at the table all dinner. That's what he cooks with. That's what he sets up with the play action and with his run game. Bro, I just don't know. It's less about him being ranked 9th, because I think that's probably a pretty fair ranking for Jared Goff. It's just putting Jordan Love, and I'm a Brock Purdy fan, but I don't know if he deserves to be in front of Goff yet. I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins.
This is the thing too, and I hate to get into this with Jared Goff, and we talked about it yesterday. We've talked about it a couple times on this show, but at some point, you have to give him his flowers. You have to give Jared Goff some respect. Last year, he was 6th in the NFL in passing yards. He was 5th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. He helped lead the Detroit Lions to an 8-2 record to end the year. You have to respect the man at some point.
Yeah.
And you could be like, oh, well, it was, he had so much help around him. It's Ben Johnson. Again, he was 6th in the NFL in passing yards and 5th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. Top 5, basically, in the NFL in statistics.
And the offense was top 5.
At the end of the day, he only threw 7 interceptions last year, under 10 interceptions, single digits. That's what you want your quarterback to do, correct? So the disrespect around the league and throwing Jordan Love as the 4th best quarterback in the NFL is just, I don't even know what to say, man. It fires me up.
That pissed you off, didn't it?
I can't. When I saw that today, I was like, oh my gosh.
And it's going to continue because he plays well at home. We know that from his overall body of work, but also he's thrown a touchdown in 14 straight home games. That's a franchise record. He's also tossed multiple touchdown passes in 6 straight home games, which is the longest active streak in the NFL and 2nd longest in franchise history. So he loves playing at home. It was actually a problem last year when they would go on the road. His play would drop dramatically. So I'm really interested to see that Green Bay game on Thursday. He played well last year to end the season, but now they got a new test coming up. But there's another guy on the team. He's on the defensive line that I think we'll spend 4 minutes here chatting about because we think of him as getting to that elite category, and I still believe it, but this man hasn't filled up the stat sheet yet. He's been getting to the quarterback. He's been getting the QB pressures, actually leads the league in QB pressures, but he has 0 sacks to account for it, and that's Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
How big of a game do you think this is for Aiden, whether it's filling up the stat sheet and getting those sacks, or what does he have to do to get back to what we think of him, or to make an impact on this entire game?
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And Braylon said it today on E&E. It doesn't really matter how many pressures you get. And what's a pressure? And I heard, throughout the day, I heard people talking about what's a pressure. Is it how close do you have to get to the quarterback for PFF to say that's a pressure? I would love to know that. But at the end of the day, you can get as many pressures as you want, but if you're not getting to the quarterback and you're not sacking the quarterback and helping your team out get to affect the game, then none of that matters. Like Flannel threw out the stat today that he was ranked 40th or something out of edges in the PFF grade or something like that. So at some point, if you're going to lead the league in pressures, man, you have to. And I get, we need help on the other side. We need some help. But at the end of the day, man, if you're not going to get that help, we still have to find a way. We can't just go all season and be like, oh, we need help. Hey, you guys have to figure something out. You have to finish. If you're going to get 13 pressures in 2 games and have the most in the NFL and be up there with TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, finish a play off. Go get a sack. Give us something to work with, because our only sack through 2 weeks is Alex Anzalone. You're not going to win games, and you're not going to go to the playoffs and win the North doing that. I had a fly just hit me in the face. If anyone saw that, he made more contact with me than Hutch has with any quarterback in the NFL. So he needs to get a sack this week. And I do think he gets one. I think he gets to Ritter and gets a sack. You just have to finish, and I think he knows that. I'm sure they're emphasizing that a ton at practice is getting to the quarterback and finishing the plays. I think Aaron Glenn might have touched on that in the press conference today.
Yeah.
But you have to finish.
You're right. This is a no flatulence zone, as Lorena Rios said. He's got to get there, and you're right. It doesn't all fall on him. Aaron Glenn has got to scheme the defense better, get more creative, get more stunts on the defensive line, moving him around.
You do, but if you're there 13 times, man, you better at least have
100%.
Go 1 for 13.
TJ Watt, Joey Bosa,
something. They all get double teamed.
They're getting doubled.
I mean, if they were on this offensive line or defensive line right now, I bet you one of them have a sack. And at the end of the day, he is still in his 2nd season and in his 16th, 17th game ever or 18th game ever. So he's still a little younger, but make that jump.
Yeah.
Everyone, we talked about it before the season. I was on the Morning Woodward show. It said year 2 jump.
Morning Wood.
Make the jump.
Morning
It's
Wood
about
is
that
crazy.
time.
Yeah, I think
the show used to be called, by the way, Morning Wood.
That's wild. I think Hutchinson really needs to get there early in this game against the Falcons to give these fans something ready to explode about and get super loud again and get the energy going in there. Because if you make a big play on Ritter and rattle him, it's going to have a huge effect on the end of the game.
100%. Any other comments before we go to a break? Anybody? Cool. We are going to go to the break. We're going to break down this matchup a little more. More offensive line versus the run game versus the front seven, Detroit versus Atlanta. We're going to go through a couple different positions. But Booner, before we do that, could you tell the people about Planet Fitness?
Yes, Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, even myself, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. We are here to help you build a lasting, active lifestyle. At Planet Fitness, you will experience squeaky clean gyms, tons of equipment, and a full-body workout in just 30 minutes. And all memberships include fitness training. For more information or to join today, visit your local Planet Fitness or go to www.planetfitness.com where your fitness is essential.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
What could be better than playing golf with D-Mac or Braylon Edwards? Playing golf yourself and being treated like a celebrity, that's what. Stop in at any Randy Wise dealership today for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. They offer VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steak dinner, courtesy of Fairway Packing Company. So why don't you make the decision and get to a Randy Wise dealership today to win? Hey, Nick, can you pause that for a second?
In the NFL, the Lions are 1-1. The Falcons are coming to Ford Field undefeated. Will the Lions be able to turn this thing around and make the record 2-1? Let's see what the gentlemen here at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men have to say. This week's episode of Making the Cut is brought to you by Mark White Realty. I want to know, Spencer Raxter, last week the Lions had 3 turnovers. We're looking to fix that. How many times will they turn over the ball this week?
Hopefully none. They can't turn the ball over, and they got to stop the run game. That's how you win.
Stop the run game. Stop the run game and get your hair cut. We're here with Jordan. The Lions had a loss last week. Do you think they'll be able to turn it around in week 3?
Yes, they have to.
They have to. Now, what is your score prediction against the Falcons?
27-21 Lions.
All right, we are here with Brian, and I have to know, do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson will have a more impressive game this week?
I'm thinking Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions are taking it home this week. I didn't watch him last week, but I'm hoping for a big night, especially because he's on my fantasy team.
The consensus is that the Lions are going to take home the W against the Falcons this Sunday. Brady, are you going to agree with the rest of the people?
I agree. Lions by double digits.
Lions by double digits. It's forward down the field till Sunday. This is Making the Cut.
What a video. Welcome back.
Gabrielle D. Phillips.
Yes. Great video, Gabby. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, and I'm joined by Broder, as always. Jalen and Nick in the boots. And boys, we're about to, Broder, let's break down this game a little bit. We just saw or heard some people's predictions for the game. I'm ready to get. We're not going to get our prediction until tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of Lions tomorrow about the predictions and different matchups as well. But we're going to get into a couple of the matchups today. Broder, I'll let you take it here. Kind of which matchup do you want to start with? Because you put down a couple.
I did. I put down a couple. I just want to tell you a couple little general things about this matchup because the Falcons and the Lions have a deep history playing each other. The Lions are leading in regular season matchups 25-14 all time against the Falcons. Not too shabby, right? They're also 15-7 at home, which is a pretty good home record, but they're 1-4 at Ford Field. So since they've moved to Ford Field, they played the Falcons 5 times. They're 1-4. They need to change that.
Jeez.
They need to change that next time the Atlanta Falcons are coming into town. Also, another quick tidbit to tell you, Ben Johnson. He gets to face off against 2 of his former teammates at North Carolina. You know Ben Johnson played quarterback for the North Carolina Tar Heels, home of Julius Peppers.
Didn't know that.
He did. And when he was the quarterback from 2004 to 2007, Arthur Smith played guard on the North Carolina football team. I believe he was as a senior in 2004, 2005. So he was a guard. Ben Johnson was a quarterback, and then wide receiver coach for the Falcons, TJ Yates. He was the starting QB as a redshirt freshman in 2007. So I guess he came and jumped over Ben Johnson on the depth chart.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. We'll see how Ben Johnson can show them how he's improved, show him his talent calling a game. And I'm going to start with the offense. I'm going to start with that offensive line in the run game, going against the new and improved Falcons defensive line. They went out and made some investments this offseason. I'm not going to be able to name all of them, but Calais Campbell, I know he's an old man, but he was the one that really stuck out to me as someone I wanted to come bring into Detroit as a veteran presence there in the middle after a pretty historic career at the Ravens, with the Ravens. So I'm starting with our offensive line, the Lions offensive line, which is a little banged up. Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, Zonovan Knight versus the Atlanta front seven. You have any thoughts? Any initial thoughts, Booner?
Obviously, I mean, we already talked a little bit about this offensive line and the injury report, that they're down. The front seven, I mean, I'm just interested to see who's going to, if Taylor Decker plays, I feel like it changes a lot. Like, we're going to know a lot more tomorrow. Like, when we do the show tomorrow, we're going to know a lot more. If Taylor Decker, if it shows that he's out or questionable, whatever it is, we're going to know a lot more with this run game that we have going. But with David Montgomery out, there is that question where we're going to give Jahmyr Gibbs, and we heard Ben Johnson say it today, actually, in the press conference, that they're going to get him more touches. They're excited. They have all of the confidence in the world for that. So if this offensive line could come to play, like I said, whether Taylor Decker's out and Matt Nelson's up, I still have confidence that they can run the ball. I don't know why.
Hey, it's a feeling you have.
I feel like that they're going to be able to figure it out this second week.
I'm with you. At the very least, it's something they need to do. They need to commit to the run, even if they don't get the same production out of Gibbs or Reynolds or Zonovan Knight in the David Montgomery role. They need to commit to it because it sets up everything else. But what if we flip it around? We've got the Atlanta offensive line and run game. They've got a strong offensive line, and then you got Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Cordero Patterson might be playing on Sunday. He's back against our front seven, the Lions front seven, I should say, which has its own issues. We were just talking about Aiden Hutchinson a little bit. I know Derek Barnes, I just saw a stat on the heavyweights, like he's the highest rated Lions defensive player, I believe, maybe player overall. What do you think about the Lions defensive front seven going up against the Falcons, who are 14th in the league with 49 points scored total? So about 25.5 a game.
Yeah, I mean, that matchup's going to be the one, I think, the big key to this game. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Right. It's a top 5 offensive line that they have there in Atlanta. They have Bijan Robinson. I don't see Tyler Algier. That's going to be the big, like, can you stop the run? Because if you don't, they're just going to run the ball. And we've talked about it. Every show's talked about it. They're going to take the time of possession. If they get up a touchdown, if they get up, 10 points, then that's where you're in huge trouble. And the way our defensive line and that interior defensive line plays, if Bug's not playing, issue. If some of these guys, if they don't figure this out they're going to have a field day, because this offensive line this is an elite offensive line at the end of the day. And they have 2 really good running backs. Might have one of the best running games in the NFL right now. So you have to stop it. We've shown we could stop it. Showed it last year versus the Giants versus Saquon. We showed it multiple times in Green Bay versus the Vikings versus Delvin Cook. Kept showing it. Can you do it? You have to do it Sunday. And I'm not even saying you have to hold them to 50 rushing yards, 80. You just can't let Bijan Robinson go out there and get 150 plus rushing yards. Tyler Algier 80. You have to limit them. It's like we used to say this all the time in basketball when we would go up against like the league MVP or something. And when we were at D2 college, shout out Saginaw Valley. But we would say, like,
you were coach.
If there was
Shout
a guy
out.
there that goes out and can get them 50, go ahead, get them 50. We're still going to score 80 tonight, but we're going to limit everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you can limit everything else, and if Bijan gets you 100, gets them 100, but you can limit everything else, be my like, go ahead, do that.
You're so right. Nothing against the Seattle run game, but the Atlanta Falcons, their identity is their run game. They have weapons all over the place, but Arthur Smith just wants to shove the ball down the opposing team's throat. It's going to be a great matchup, and you got to think, if Jahmyr Gibbs was going and playing the Falcons in Atlanta, his hometown, just being that the connection to Bijan Robinson in the draft, Jahmyr Gibbs would want to bring his best game to Atlanta. Bijan Robinson now coming up to Jahmyr Gibbs' home, he wants to prove that he's the best running back drafted in this league. But before we get to some other positional matchups, Booner, could you tell the people about the Lions pregame show?
Yes, the Detroit Lions pregame show. Look at that. Look at Jeff Freddy up there. I saw there was a lot of drama going on here at the studio, and I was at work. I didn't get to experience all of it. But the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show returns for another season of Lions football. Join host Jeff Freddy with weekly special guests on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Sundays from 9:30 to 11:30. I believe this Sunday is Jeff Freddy, Neil Rule, and myself will be in the third chair there. So I guess I'm gonna have to be the moderator. I'm gonna have to be the middle guy here. I'm not gonna lie. From seeing all these videos today and seeing what's going on, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm a little nervous. I mean, I might get slapped myself just being in the middle of it. So
you might.
I'm excited for it. Make sure you guys tune in. It's gonna be this week's gonna be extremely entertaining with Neil and Jeff on the desk. That'll be fun to watch. Make sure you guys tune in.
Y'all tune in. A couple of years ago at USC, a Falcons player and a Detroit Lions player, both star wide receivers, were teammates for the USC Trojans. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Drake London. Drake London, he had a really good week too. Not so great week one, but he's one of those players they drafted pretty high. I can't remember his exact draft pick.
High.
It was up in the first round, right? Kyle Pitts hasn't really shown much yet this year. Hasn't shown much since his 1,000-yard receiving season to kick off his career as a rookie. So this wide receiver tight end group versus the secondary. We'll start with the Atlanta Falcons offense. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Matt Collins from Las Vegas. They got
Shout out Matt Collins.
Scotty Miller, former lacrosse player, I believe. I don't know how I know that. But they've got a decent core. And actually, Jonnu Smith's their number 2. He's got some talent, too.
He was good. If you watched the game last week, Jonnu Smith, he had a good game. So they do have weapons.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, like we've said a lot, that run game is the one I'm worried about. I think the Detroit Lions will be able to handle it. I do. I think they're obviously. You know what it comes down to?
What?
Desmond Ridder.
Wow.
Love that.
What does Desmond Ridder do? Can you put pressure on him and really affect his game? Because, I mean, Drake London's a dude. We all know. Everyone knows that in the NFL. Drake London's a dude. So
it's about 6'4",
if
220.
you can just get to Desmond Ridder and prevent him from getting just anything he wants with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, with Jonnu Smith, correct? Did I pronounce
Jonnu?
Yeah, I've never Jonnu. I like that better. Jonnu Smith, Matt Collins. Shout out Matt Collins too. I got laughed at. I think it was I was on the heavyweights actually, and one of the topics we had a couple months ago was what free agent wide receiver would you want the Detroit Lions to bring in? And I said, hey, we need like a 3 or 4 guy. Right now, he's a wide receiver number 2, I believe, in Atlanta, and he's been making plays. But I got laughed at saying I wanted him to be our number 4 behind Amon-Ra.
Would love that deep threat right
Josh
about now.
Reynolds and Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
I got laughed at. I'm just throwing that out there. No, shout out Matt Collins. But no, I mean, it's something. Our secondary was terrible last week. Mm-hmm. So that's obviously a matchup that you're going to be looking at. But I do think with this wide receiver room that they have, that you can handle it.
100%.
Please come back, Kirby Joseph.
This one's for Chris Petty. 100%, Booner. 100%. On the flip side, we got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Josh Reynolds is a little banged up.
your breakdown? What did you think? Do you think we'll be good with that? Or?
Oh, I do. I think so. I agreed with most of what you said, so I kind of figured we'd move on. I got about 2 minutes left in this segment, but you're right. I still have faith in Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, Tracy Walker, and Kirby Joseph. And I think I want to see Jack Campbell out there more in some coverage. I want to see maybe him against Kyle Pitts. We got the athletes out there. But to flip it around, the Detroit Lions wide receiver group is a little banged up. Amon-Ra, Josh Reynolds. Got Khalif Raymond still there. Antoine Green, he's healthy. He was in concussion protocol earlier this week, but he's healthy. And then we got Marvin Jones Jr., who didn't get any targets in last week's game, but we know he's a vet. Despite the tough first game, he is a reliable veteran. So, I don't know. Do you think they're going to use Marvin Jones more? Do you think they're going to use Khalif Raymond more? Do you think Sam Laporta, maybe this is his breakout game? They're going to start finding Sam Laporta over the middle because maybe the Atlanta Falcons linebacker crew is maybe the weakest of their defensive units. Any thoughts, Booner?
Yeah, I mean, it does scare me a little bit. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but they do have A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates, who are two dudes in that secondary. Like, Jesse Bates had 2 interceptions in week 1.
And don't forget about Jeff Okudah.
Thank you, Jalen. That was all we needed there. But A.J. Terrell and Jesse, I mean, these aren't scrubs either, man. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, if he's fine to go and he's ready to go, very confident he matches up and he does Amon-Ra St. Brown things.
Yeah.
Number 2, Josh Reynolds. Think Josh Reynolds continues to keep doing what he's doing. Sam Laporta, you said breakout game. I want to give you something real quick.
Give it to me, Booner. Give it to me.
Sam Laporta already had his breakout. He's literally 4th in the NFL with the most receiving yards out of tight ends. He's already broke out. Sam Laporta's a dude. If you don't think so, look yourself in the mirror. Because Sam Laporta is already here. Obviously, he hasn't scored a touchdown yet. He will get that soon. That will come. He doesn't need to score a touchdown to be here.
We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him in the next segment.
Yes,
so conserve that energy. The thing I'm going to say just to take us out, do you know that Josh Reynolds, he's had 9 receptions this year for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Do you know how many of his 9 receptions have been for a first down?
Josh Reynolds?
9.
All 9.
All 9 receptions.
For a first down. What have I been saying for the last 3 weeks?
What have you been saying?
Every single time you need Josh Reynolds and you're in a 3rd and long situation and you need a first down, Josh Reynolds steps up and gets you a first down. That's the name of the game for him.
That's what he does.
They need to start finding him on 3rd down. They won't, but that should be part of other teams' game plans right now.
They should. Otherwise, you're going to keep forcing them into therapy. When we come back, we're going to be talking more about this matchup with a little bit of the Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson press conference mixed in. So, Booner, could you tell the people about SMA, one of our great partners, our great sponsors, the sports marketing agency?
Yes, SMA, the sports marketing agency, helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, make sure you head over and you see it up there to thesportsma.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year is already freaking awesome. Fall's also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance, so why don't you shop it like a pro at Swiss Insurance? They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you. Ask for Market Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Woodward Nights. My name is Booner. Here as always with Broder, the Detroit Lions beat reporter for the Woodward Sports Network. We got Jalen and Nick in the booth as always. Listen to the music.
I know.
Get after it, Nick.
It's a 9:15 hour.
Let's go. Let's wake people up here. But we're going to stick here with some Detroit Lions talk. If you didn't know, today there were some press conferences, and our own Matthew Broder cut up a couple videos here for the press conferences. I believe it was Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson who both spoke. So we're going to kind of listen to some of them, Broder. I'll let you kind of lead this one off with the different videos. We have a lot here. We've had 3 or 4 videos for you guys here from the press conferences, and a lot of them are pretty... we've got some good information
Got
for
some
you
good
guys.
stuff. They're not super long either, but so I was balling with LeBron at the Y, and I'm just kidding. So Aaron Glenn was talking about the defensive pass rush and what they need to do to get to Desmond Ridder, what they need to do to win this game. So that's the first video I want to show. If Jalen, you could put that up, that would be great.
Anytime you're moving the quarterback off his spot and not letting him go to his first read for the most part is a pretty good job. And actually, all the guys have done that. You know, and I would say this, you got to give those quarterbacks, Mahomes is Mahomes, but you got to give Geno a lot of credit for how he operated because he did go to his second read. He did move and run a lot, and he did a good job of finding those guys.
Still incumbent upon your guys to bring them down, I guess, ultimately.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. It's blocking, tackling, and running. And yes, we got to tackle, you know, and again, I would always say that me as the coordinator, I got to make sure we put every guy that we have in position to try to go make plays on the quarterback.
I love that. I love that clip for a number of reasons. I love the we got to tackle at the end. That's something that they need at all 3 units. They need to improve from the first 2 games. He referenced the different quarterbacks, the semi-mobile quarterbacks that have been able to wiggle out of the pocket and hurt the Lions in these first 2 games. But then the overall theme that I took from that, he was basically calling himself out while talking about what they need to do as a team.
Yeah.
Said that he needs to put the guys in position to be successful all over the field. And to me, that's exactly what he needs to do. I think it's been pretty we haven't hidden the fact that maybe the Seattle Seahawks game wasn't his best game in terms of in-game adjustments or game management. I still believe in Aaron Glenn. I just think we need a little bit more creativity to match the identity of these guys. They're all, you know, the term, they're all dogs. Like I love the personnel on this defense. Now it's time to put it all together. We need the defensive line, linebacking crew, and secondary all playing in unison. And that's what it sounds like he's going to be focusing on Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about him kind of giving Geno his flowers. Like, oh, he was doing a great job. We were getting to him, but he was just doing such a good job making those second reads and getting out of the pocket and moving around. It's like, AG, come on. Like, yeah, it's the NFL. Like, I heard Nick over here say it during that. Like, it's the NFL. Quarterbacks are going to make their second reads. They're going to get out of the pocket. You still got to stop it. Figure it out. Let's not give. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that. Did anyone else when they heard that and they were like, "Come on, AG"? Like,
I took it a little different. Great, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Like you got to give the quarterback credit, but
you got to
make it harder on him. Like to have that much time, his wide receivers were wide open. So why did he have so much time in the pocket to be able to wiggle out? Nick, I know you got a comment on this.
Yeah, quote unquote, or not quote unquote, but to give Geno credit for getting to his second read. What are we doing here? He's an NFL quarterback. He's a second read. Guys in high school are getting to his second read. What are we talking about, AG? Like I said,
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Talk is cheap. We need AG to have his best defensive game plan going into this Falcons game. We need to win this game. We can't drop 2 at home. AG, talk is cheap. Time to show out.
That's where I'm at. That's why when I heard that, I was like, I love AG, and I hope he figures it out, and he figures it out quickly and by Sunday. But you can't. You have to go into you can't go out there and just be like, hey, the quarterback just did a great job against us. Like, no, you're supposed to stop. It's your job to find a way to stop that, and get the job done.
Facts.
And I don't want to hear that after every loss that he just did a really good job. He found his second reads and he found the way to get out of the pocket, and we just couldn't get no. Go up there and let us know that quarterback torched us. And we didn't get the job done. We didn't get the sacks. We kept him. We let him get to his second reads. He didn't get to them. We let him do that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, the Lions have struggled with mobile quarterbacks over the last couple of years, and it doesn't seem like that has gotten better this year. We saw Bryce Young in the preseason. We saw Tyrod Taylor on the Giants, and even Daniel Jones ran on them a little bit. But to flip it over to the offensive side of the ball, Ben Johnson, and it's a little more positive vibes with this one. Ben Johnson had some really good words to say about his rookie tight end from Iowa, Sam Laporta.
I think it's him. I think it's just how he's built, and we knew that. I mean, Brad does a great job investigating not just what they put on tape, but also the type of people that they are. And so he's very smart. He's very mature. And so he's been, for a young player, rookie, he's been very professional. He's diligent in note-taking in meetings. He applies it in walkthrough. He works hard in walkthrough, and then it carries over to the practice field, which in turn shows up on game day for us. So I think I said last week when talking about him, I have a lot of faith in his coach. I think Coach Hayden deserves some recognition for the job he's done, because that's a hard thing to do with a rookie tight end, is get him prepared, and he's done a phenomenal job. It's Coach Hayden's birthday today, by the way, too. So shout out to him for that. Big 47.
Yeah, Coach Hayden's birthday, tight end coach, Steve Hayden.
You guys are the same age. Did you hear that?
What did he say?
The big 47.
Goff.
Boone.
I ain't that old. Goff is only 28, too. Remember that.
He's only 22?
28.
Oh, I swear you just said 22.
No, I think he said 28, too.
You just got Taylor Swift on your mind. You got Travis Kelce on your mind.
Younger than you?
No, yes.
Wow.
I think I'm actually older than everybody on that team.
Really?
I think Marvin Jones is the oldest player on the team, right? And he's 32, 31?
He's
33. Maybe
say
he's...
it.
Actually, I think we're
what?
the same age.
Say it real quick. He's old?
33.
Say he's old.
No.
Say it. Sorry, brother, how old are you? You're older than him?
No, I'm 33, so we're the same age. I was born in
love you,
89.
boys.
I've been alive in 5 decades. That's facts.
You've been alive for 5 decades?
Think about
years?
that. Think about that.
Killing it, Broder.
No, in 5 decades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's true. But anyways,
I'm dying at 50.
Sam Laporta,
Heart attack.
the first tight end in NFL history to log 5 or more receptions in each of his first 2 career games. Crazy. Sam Laporta. What I'd love to see about that, too, he talked about his maturity and his work ethic. We see it starting to show up on the field. He is one of the goofiest rookies. Actually, one of the goofiest guys on the team. He's got a really fun personality, especially when you pair him next to Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, some very, very serious guys. It's just really cool to see not only Sam Laporta start to blossom and the coaches do well, but the fact that we're hitting on this tight end, it's a good... I think he's going to be useful, and I think he's going to be needed in this game coming up. He said, remember in the Inside the Den episode, he talked about being finesseful?
Yeah.
He created that word, finesseful. I love to hear that.
I mean, the thing with Sam Laporta, too, is if you look around the league and if you kind of paid attention in the offseason with tight ends, there's the tight end U with Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce. I can't remember who else all puts that on, but they have tight end U and George Kittle. A guy like George Kittle who played at Iowa. And I remember there's an interview, and I can't remember if it was him or Travis Kelce.
It was Kittle.
Came out and said he's going to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He's polished. He's got that dog in him, and he's just that good. And just because he's Iowa, I don't think he said it because of that. I think he said it because they were at tight end U that week when he said it, and they saw him. Did George Kittle score a touchdown?
No, McCaffrey did, though.
Oh, my gosh. Why are you dancing?
We all need Kittle. We all need
17-3. That minus is going to hit.
Listen, he's got a long game. But with Sam Laporta, though, is they all knew that. And when he went to tight end U, they all started to notice that. And people started to realize that he's probably going to be the best tight end in this class. George Kittle came out and said that on a podcast and said, he's probably going to be the best tight end out of this rookie class.
Yeah.
And they know it. They're not out there just throwing that around to throw it around. These guys are smart. They're the best tight ends in the world in football.
Yeah.
So it showed, and now within 2 weeks of the NFL season, you see it instantly. You saw the 2 plays or 3 plays that he made versus Seahawks. You don't even get to overtime if it's not for Sam Laporta. He had that last drive where he broke off for that one run. He had the catch in the middle of the field, and then he also had that stiff arm. So he's going to be a huge piece. You have him on a rookie deal. You got him in the 2nd round. Shout out to Brad Holmes, the whole scouting department, all of that for doing that. Because I remember doing the 2nd day of the draft and being like, oh, Michael Mayer's there. Dalton Kincaid's there. Didn't even mention, I don't think anyone here mentioned Sam Laporta. And then when they took him, we were all like, oh, geez, Sam Laporta? And then the next day we all went on shows and we were like, oh, no, he's actually a dog, man.
Yeah.
And he's proven it 2 weeks in.
Like Terry Foster said, that draft very quickly was like fine wine. It just kept getting better with time. That was a good tweet from Terry. But the last little press conference clip, this is a short one. This is of Ben Johnson talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. There's not a lot you're going to get on this, but I'll tell you why I wanted to show this after we see it here.
Yeah, Gibby can do anything. So, yeah, we'll see what all we ask him to do, but we feel very comfortable with him doing anything that our running backs need to do.
And he and Bijan, I'm sure they're going to be compared to each other for like the entirety of their careers, really. He's pretty quiet, though. How much do you think it fuels him to, I don't know, game within the game?
I don't know. I don't know that one.
So it kind of sounds similar to what he said last week, what Dan Campbell said earlier in this week. Are they going to use him more? He seemed kind of neutral about that. Oh, yeah, he can do anything. He can do anything a running back can do. But this is the week with no David Montgomery playing. This is the week we got to see it. How is Ben Johnson going to scheme him?
Jahmyr Gibbs. Break. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. I'm going to say it tomorrow. I'm going to say it Sunday on the pregame show, and I'll say it during the stream. Jahmyr Gibbs will get 100-plus all-purpose yards on Sunday. He'll have a touchdown on Sunday. That is the Booner lock guarantee. We will. Hell yeah! He will have this breakout game. Ben Johnson, I think he hears the noise a little bit, and I think they feel it now that David Montgomery's out. That they feel it a little bit. Hey, we need some juice in this offense. David Montgomery's not going to be there to give it to you.
No.
We have to find a way to get Jahmyr Gibbs involved. He's a playmaker. And the thing is that people that want to throw out the word bust, all of that, he's still, like, he's got the talent.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to put him in the positions to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to just give him that opportunity. And I get he's already had touches, but remember Kansas City, a couple plays he had, showed it there.
Yeah, it's just not enough. Like, he needs more touches. They just got to get the ball into their weapons' hands, and he's arguably the number one weapon. Amon-Ra St. Brown's the best player on offense, but Gibbs is by far the best
all-around weapon.
Yeah. Wait till Jamison Williams comes back. Regardless of J-Mo, like the offense needs that explosive threat, and that's what Jahmyr gives. What people don't
realize, too, is that once Taylor Decker comes back, once David Montgomery comes back, and in 3 or 4 weeks, you get Jamison Williams back, that offense is very scary. If that offensive line gets healthy and stays healthy, and you have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Marvin Jones, Sam Laporta, and then you have a quarterback that's playing at a top 5 level. Boys, I'm telling you, this offense has the potential when they're healthy.
Let him cook.
He can't do that with the mustache.
That's a little weird.
And Peaceful Tim said, "I'm sick. I'm so sick of waiting already." We all are too. But we have to. That's the point of the NFL. It's a 17-week season, man. It's a like C.J. Gardner-Johnson said after the game. It is a marathon. It sucks, but it is a marathon. And as long as by the end of the year you're sitting there in the playoffs, that's all that matters, in my opinion.
It's true. It's true. Come on back in about 90 seconds. We got some more NFL, a little baseball, a little hockey. We're going to mix it up a little bit. We got some more football we're going to talk about here. Let me tell you about Dispo, because if you want to experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products, you can do that with Dispo Dispensary. They have over 12 locations, including a brand new one out in Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Dispo is never far away. You can join Woodward Sports all day tomorrow. 4 shows in front of us are going to be live from Romeo at Dispo Romeo this Friday, tomorrow, for an all-day live broadcast. So, Dispo Dispensary, you can find them at disposhops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests, for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren, I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? You can take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack of Cintron today and enter to win the 100K Vegas getaway at Cintron.com/Vegas. You can also buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. So, Cintron, they are the healthier energy drink with a great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good. So feel great and be the best version of yourself by buying Cintron at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Woo! Woo-hoo! Wasn't my best read.
No, you can definitely do better. But welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. That does not lose. We got Broder sitting next to me as always. Jalen and Nick in the TD booth and sound booth. And if you guys can real quick, hit that like button, tell a friend, share the stream with somebody. 8 to 10 every single weekday. I want you guys to tune in. Broder, I'm going to throw it over to you. I know you had a question here about some NFL stuff, so I'll let you hit that.
I did. But first, Booner, do you know who Wendy Peppercorn is?
I do.
Who is she?
From the Sandlot.
Nice. I just had to see if you knew that. But we're going to stick on football here for just a few more minutes. I was looking around, we were doing research for topics or whatever. There are 7, I counted 7 NFC teams before this game, obviously. I do actually think it's going to stay that way. 7 NFC teams that have started 2-0. The 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Saints, Falcons, Bucks, the Dolphins, and Ravens. I wanted to point that out because I don't know if I didn't think the NFC was going to be this strong to start. Obviously, there are some teams in there, the Falcons, the Bucks, maybe the Commanders. I didn't expect to maybe start the season 2-0. But does that worry you at all, Booner, about the Lions' chances of getting a higher seed in the playoffs, or just the fact that it's that much more competition? Each game is now more important. Does that change your thought process about this being a must-win or the importance of these games early on, or no?
Not really at all.
Cool.
I mean, look at the 2-0 teams: Falcons, Saints, Bucks, Commanders. Who would have told? If anyone would have told you that like 2 weeks ago, that those were going to be the majority of the 2-0 teams in the NFC, we probably all would have just everyone would have laughed at your face. So I think it's week 2 going into week 3. I think some of these teams are going to drop down a little bit. I don't think the Commanders kind of keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they have a good team, but I still don't think they keep it up. They're in a tough division. The Bucks, same things. The Bucks and the Saints are in the same division, so only one can win that division. Maybe a wild card, but I mean, they're in a bad division, so maybe they'll have a chance to win games versus the Panthers.
That's the thing. So of the Bucks, Falcons, Saints, and Commanders, I'll pick those 4. Feel free to pick one of the other 4 or the other 3. Commanders, Saints, Falcons, Bucks. Who's the biggest fraud at 2-0? Who do you think's, whether it's missed the playoffs or just the worst team of that 4?
I'll give you 2: the Commanders and the Falcons.
Okay.
I don't think either of them end up making the playoffs.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say the Bucks.
No, yeah, I would say the Falcons or the Commanders.
Okay.
The Bucks, I do believe a little bit in Baker and Mike Evans, that defense. I do believe in it a little bit. I mean, the Saints, obviously, I think they win that division, but I still believe a little bit in the Bucks. That's a game down the line to where you're on the road. It's tough to play there at Raymond James Field or Stadium or whatever it's called. I can't remember. It's tough, though.
It is.
The Cannons.
Cannon. Nick, Commanders, Saints, Falcons, Bucks. Who's the biggest fraud of that group?
I think it's the Bucks personally because I don't trust in Baker. But the reason I'm not too worried about these teams is because it's division or bust for the Lions in my eyes. I'm not worried about this wild card spot at all. It's win the division.
The B word, bust. Jalen, I'll come to you. Do you have an opinion on the Commanders, Saints, Falcons, or Bucks? Who's the biggest fraud?
I'm gonna probably go with the Saints. You know, I said this. I said they were going to be decent this year, but so far they're not really showing me much. Kamara's out, Jamal Williams out. You know, Mike Thomas, I don't know if he's still the same person, and Carr, he's just it's questionable with him, man. Sometimes, so I think if they don't tighten up, the Bucks can sneak in there because Baker's looking real nice right now.
We're gonna find out in 2 weeks they play each other. So they might be 3-0 going to that matchup, both of them.
True. What about the 0-2 teams? There are 9 teams that are 0-2. Texans, Cardinals, Panthers, Bears, Patriots, Vikings, Bengals, Broncos, and Chargers. I'll be quick with this one. Who do you think are the 1 or 2 teams that are going to emerge from that 0-2 group, that the 0-2 start is fraudulent and they're actually a better team than that? Again, let me know if you want me to read it off. I will. Texans, Cardinals, Panthers, Bears, Patriots, Vikings, Bengals, Broncos, and Chargers.
The only 2 teams, I think. I mean, this week the Chargers, Vikings play each other, so the winner of that game, no, probably not. Maybe the Chargers if they win that game. The Bengals would be the team that, obviously, I think the Bengals still make the playoffs.
Gotcha.
That would
Nick,
be my pick.
You said the Bengals?
Bengals.
Fair. Joey Burr.
That's
That calf
easy.
injury, though. Nick, do you have an opinion on the 0-2 team that is better than they are? Better than 0-2?
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be the Vikings here. I don't think they can be this bad all season. I know they won in 1-score games a bunch last year. They're not as bad as 0-2, though. Like, right now.
They might be worse. They might be 0-3.
You think they're going to be one of the bottom teams in the league this year, Booner?
In the NFC North.
Oh, in the NFC North? I mean, they're better than the Bears in my eyes. I think.
Yeah, they'll be 3rd in the North.
I think the Vikings are better than people give them granted for. Especially they got Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I think the offense can be explosive.
Offense is great. Defense.
I'm not saying the Vikings are hot shit. I'm saying they're the best of the worst right now.
Sounds like you are. A little pressure over there.
Jalen, how do you feel about that?
What's the teams we got now?
We got Texans, Cardinals, Panthers, Bears, Patriots, Vikings, Bengals, Broncos, Chargers.
Oh man, who's the worst? Who's a fraud?
No. Who's the fraud 0-2 team? So who will emerge and become a good team throughout the rest of the season?
The Bengals. I mean, like they're like the best team on the list to me. You know, Joe Burrow's hurt right now, but they'll figure it out, man. Like to Nick's point, though, the Vikings suck. You know, give me Green Bay over the Vikings. You know,
yeah,
but
definitely.
It's just I think the Bengals are going to turn it up. They may end up going like what's the record? 17 games, maybe 10-7, maybe. Or they might go 9-8. I don't know. But I think they're going to have a better record than all the other teams on there.
Love to hear it. I'm going to go with the Patriots just to change it up a little bit. I don't know why. I just think they'll get to 8-9 wins, maybe 10. But I don't know. They've looked really bad the last couple of years. So I don't know. I just have a little bit more faith in Bill Belichick. But that will end this segment. Booner, could you tell the people about Big Boy?
Yes, Big Boy. As you guys all know, burgers and chicken sandwiches is taking over at Big Boy's. Look at those 2 up there. Those look beautiful. It's burger time. Yeah. Try the new cheeseburger or our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. If you want to craving some chicken, try the Dolly chicken sandwich or some heat. Put on some Bob's hot chicken sandwich, or you can upgrade your regular fries with chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. If you want some dessert, try the new Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake, or satisfy that sweet tooth with our funnel cake fries over at Big Boy.
Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Play, practice, and party at 5 Iron Golf, downtown's newest sports bar. They've got 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. Mention promo code Woodward at checkout for 50% off your first visit, and visit 5irongolf.com to tee up the good times. So, Whether you're a serious golfer like Darren McCarty or a casual there for a good time like Sam Flannel, 5-Iron Golf is the spot for you. That is at 5irongolf.com to tee up those good times. We're coming down the final stretch. We got 2 more segments for you here. Just got to say thank you to everyone for joining us. This is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We got Nick in the sound booth. We got Jalen in the TD booth. We're having ourselves a show.
Full squad.
This is show number 12 for us. Dude, we got some great people in the chat, some great fans. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. But you know what that means.
Broder is 7'10", 500 pounds, 10-inch vert, 4.2 speed. Tyler in the chat.
Oh, for sure. You talking about the guy that made an NBA 2K?
No, that's like the guy I made in NCAA football.
Yeah. I'm 6'5". You made him in NCAA football?
I did.
Remember when you could do that and you could, back in the day, you could transfer it up to Madden? Like you could have your college players.
Your guy go up?
Yeah.
I used to love just making a running back and just running for like 500 yards in a game. I would just dominate. Start off in high school and go to like, I don't know.
Dominate.
Bama.
You know who dominated, Booner? Actually, no, of the 4 people in here, you might not know who dominated. It's a guy by the name of Reese Olson.
I know who Reese Olson is.
I know you do. I'm just messing with you. You know your sports, Booner. But Reese Olson last night, he's almost been like the bright spot of these last couple of weeks for the Tigers. He's been dominant. This was at the Los Angeles Dodgers last night. I believe the Tigers lost the first 2. It might have been 3 games of the series. But Reese Olson, he came back. He threw a 3-hitter. Actually, he gave up 2 hits, but the combined 3-hitter with the relief pitchers that came in. It was his 3rd win in the last 4 starts. He's only given up 5 runs in the last 30 innings. Reese Olson is kind of he showed the Tigers something next year, giving them a little extra hope heading into next season when they return. Casey Mize is hopefully back from his injury. I believe it was Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Tarek Skubal's pitching incredibly. Hopefully Matt Manning figures it out. We got some pieces. Reese Olson, I don't know if he was one that Scott Harris was planning on, but he's pitching great. Jalen, I'm going to go to you first. Sorry, Booner. Jalen, what are your thoughts?
I'm a big, Reese Olson fan. Like, he's new. We have a lot of pitchers, Scooble, Mize, stuff like that. But, like, you said the 5 runs, he's got 28 strikeouts, in the last 5 starts, too.
Really?
So, for that being, he's young. You see what he did Freddie Freeman on that slider, that one pitch that he threw on Twitter?
Nasty.
It was nasty, right? I had a hot take, too. Let me talk to you for 1 second. Just a real hot
if
take.
It's too nasty, spit it back at me.
That's crazy. I don't know if that's a
don't
pause
ever
or
say
not,
that
but
again,
whatever.
bro.
No, that's the Carter 3. That's for my guy, the away fan.
Dwayne Michael Carter. Anyway, I think when Mize comes back, I think that I don't want to say it. I'm gonna say it. I think he'll be the ace before Mize.
You think Reese Olson will?
If Casey doesn't show up how he's supposed to, because we've given him time so much. We've given Casey Mize so much time. He got hurt, stuff like that. It's a couple dudes in there. What's a Gibson Long? Is it Sawyer?
Yeah.
Sawyer Gibson Long, yeah. He's tough
right.
too. So if Reese Olson gets the shot, Casey can be like the number 3, number 4 to me, to be honest.
Depth. Nick, you got a comment. You're wanting to.
Are we forgetting Tariq Skubal is on the team? Tariq Skubal is definitely the ace of that staff, but I love Reese Olson for next year. You can book him in the 5-man rotation. I love Olson for sure. He actually came over on the Daniel Norris trade. Shout out, one of the very few moves that Al Avila made well.
Incredible. And speaking of Al Avila, a name I don't know if we ever thought we were going to bring up again on this show, but I'm going to. Al Avila.
That was the first time it's ever been brought up on this show.
100%. And it might actually be the last.
I just want to throw it out
I
there.
hope it is.
I forgot the Detroit Tigers were even playing baseball.
Yeah. No, that's fair. We've been so locked into football. I mean, I really haven't even been following them much the last month. They are. They're 9.5 games back from first place in the AL Central.
The only I stopped watching them a month or 2 ago when I had my bets in for them to win the Central, and they've just stood at 8 games back for like 2 months. So I just said,
why'd you do that?
I'm done with the Tigers.
Why'd you do that?
Until next year. They were playing well, but I haven't watched them in 2 months because of that.
Well, in the next, I think they have 10 games left. These are Miguel Cabrera's last 10 games of his career. But we were talking Al Avila there. Scott Harris, who has been the president of baseball operations and the general manager, he's been doing both roles. He announced the signing today of a new general manager, another a sidekick to him, second in line to take over the duties of the Tigers general manager. So here it is. Jeff Greenberg, no relation to Hank Greenberg, who played for the Tigers from 1930 to 1946. Jeff Greenberg. And guess what? You can put that down real quick. Do you know what his very last job was? Do you know where Scott Harris signed him from?
Chicago Blackhawks.
Fuck yeah, Booner. How'd you know that?
I know. I pay attention. I don't watch them, but I pay attention. I mean, it's Detroit
fishy.
sports. I know everything about the Detroit sports.
No, you're right. When I came across that, I actually just
everything.
I just learned that today, so it's kind of faking you out. He went to the Chicago Blackhawks after like 10 years with the Chicago Cubs, where he knew Scott Harris, but with the Blackhawks, he revamped, or even he might have created their entire analytics department. He's known as a whiz kid, a really smart guy. He worked really well with Scott Harris under Theo Epstein in Chicago, which is a team that they built their farm system. They built their team right. Theo Epstein went there and just completely reshaped their organization and ended up getting them a World Series a couple years ago with Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo. But Jeff Greenberg comes in here to take over for Scott Harris in the general manager duties. Booner, do you have any comment? Do you have any thoughts, or a little too early to tell?
Yeah, it's a little too early. I mean, they needed to get a GM in the building. The fact that they waited so long to do it tells me that they're waiting for the right person. So I'm glad that they waited, and I'm hoping that this is the right guy for the job.
Yeah.
The fact that they waited that long and they went through that process to do so, and they kind of did it. I need to tell you guys though, real quick.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Woodward in Maine, the Detroit Lions Insider Show. Let me tell you guys about that. Look at those three beautiful people up there. Woodward in Maine, the Detroit Lions Insider with Gabrielle D. Phillips, our own Matthew Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster. Tuesdays, 7 to 8 a.m., Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m., right before the Detroit Lions pregame show here at Woodward Sports. Make sure you tune in for all of the inside information that you need for the games, players, breakdowns, injuries, everything you need. Tune in there to the Woodward and Maine Show on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube page.
Ooh, the ski mask boy, you got a big holiday coming up here on Monday, a little Yom Kippur. Congratulations. Or happy Yom Kippur. Last thing before we get to mailbag, just a quick little note. I had to sneak some Red Wings in here for my guys, the Away Fan, Dominator, anyone in here, maybe Tammy Chin's in the chat, or Jenna Newman, anyone who's interested in the Red Wings. Jalen, could you put up just this quick graphic that the Wings put out about Dylan Larkin? He was talking about the commitment in the offseason. There's 82 games ahead of us. No matter what it looks like on paper, you have to show up and play together. You have to be committed. I like the chemistry of our team and what each guy brings to the table. So again, that's the captain of the Detroit Red Wings. There have been a lot of new pieces. Steve Yzerman has gone out and really transformed this team, going out and getting Alex DeBrincat and a few other more veteran pieces, some former Michigan Wolverines, to come join in with Dylan Larkin. Are you getting excited for the Red Wings season?
I am, yeah. I mean, I just want them to make the playoffs. Just make a run. That's all I ask for this year. You've finally, you've drafted well, you've built pieces, you've brought guys in, and it's about that time. Last year, it was like you started to make that little push for it in the middle of the year, and it fell short. This year, it's like, all right, it's time to do it. I think all these guys know that, and they kind of feel a little bit of the pressure that they especially like a guy like Larkin who's been there forever. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just time, like playoffs this year, or you have to.
100%. They need to give a haircut to that pressure, just like they would come to Lady Jane's to get a haircut of their own.
Yeah, it's Lady Jane's Haircuts for men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for men, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught,
zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
With money on the line. Featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live this Sunday for the official Lions VIP tailgate. It's at Eastern Market, it's at Shed 5, and it's going to be a bash. Starts at 9:30 a.m., runs till game time, and it is the official Lions tailgate. It's back and better than ever. So come pregame with Woodward Sports like a VIP. We got food, beverages, and entertainment all included. You can also get tickets at bullseyeeventgroup.com. We are having a little giveaway from Woodward Sports. We're doing a little giveaway, so subscribe to our YouTube and then hit us up on Instagram. DM us the words Lions VIP. Again, that's Lions VIP to Instagram. Join us at the Bullseye Event Group VIP tailgate on Sunday. Mailbag!
Welcome! Mailbag, yeah.
Welcome back. We're coming down the final stretch. 9:54, Booner.
Yes, sir.
Nick, Jalen, we got mailbag. Are there any questions that you see? I saw one from the away fan, actually, we'll start with. Mailbag from the away fan. Who was everyone's in the studio's Red Wings player growing up? Anybody have any Wings jerseys? Osgood has been his guy since day one. Booner, you have any Red Wings that you loved growing up?
I'd say Nicholas Lindstrom.
Stud.
That's what I would say. That'd be the... I never had any jerseys, though.
No?
Growing up, I'd never really had any. I had one Detroit jersey. It was the Rip Hamilton jersey.
Yeah, I love that.
And I got it in like 2005 or 2006 for Christmas.
Hamilton. Great jersey. Nick, what about you? Red Wings player growing up, and did you have any jerseys?
I did not have a jersey, but it's Datsuk through and through for me. That was my Red Wing for sure.
Wow. What about you, Jalen? You were a Red Wings fan. Did you have any Red Wings?
I got a Zetterberg jersey, and I got a Yzerman jersey. So I'm going to say those two, man. Those are my two people. And shout out Darren McCarty, too, man. Can't forget out the OG, man. Can't forget him, man, for sure.
Darren's OG. I was a huge fan of Yzerman and Fedorov and Draper, too. But I'm going to go with... I can't decide either between Martin Lapointe or Slava Kozlov.
Ooh,
I just remember this play.
classics.
Slava Kozlov came in out of the penalty box, and I forget who passed it to him. It might have been Lindstrom. It might have been in the playoffs too, but Kozlov, he was fast. He gave the goalie one move. I also didn't have a Red Wings jersey. So there is that. Mailbag.
I got one for Steve Weld here. Mailbag. Are Colt Keith, Young, and Jackson Jobe legit prospects for Tigers, and will they be up next year?
I think Colt Keith, Young, and Jackson Jobe are all legit prospects. I don't know if Jackson Jobe will be up next year. I believe he just got moved up to Double-A. He's a big, hard-throwing pitcher. He's doing really well. I think he's only pitched in a couple of games. So I hope Colt Keith is up. Jace Young, I'm not sure yet. He probably needs another year in the minors. Do any of you have an opinion?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead, brother.
After you, man. I posed the question.
All right, let's see. I'm big on Colt Keith. I think he'll be up next year. Give or take. Our team's going to be super young next year, by the way. Like, very young. So, I'm looking for it. Jace Young may need a little bit more time, like Broder said. But if things go right, Colt Keith to be playing, at Comerica in about, 6 months, 7 months or so.
Yeah, I think Colt Keith makes this opening day roster next year for his bat. I think he's, like, top something in the minor leagues and all extra base hits this year. He's a young guy. And then I really like Jobe's stuff. He just hit Double-A this year. But if he has a great end of the season this year, I think he starts the year in Triple-A and maybe gets that call next year for the Tigers.
Love that. Mailbag from Tyler Chauvet. On this same note, who's your favorite Detroit Lion of all time? And who's your favorite Lion on the current roster?
Favorite Detroit Lion of all time? Kelvin Johnson. I feel like that's an easy answer, but I feel like that's a lot of people's growing up my age.
Yeah, that's fine.
On the current roster, it's a good question. I don't know if I have a favorite.
That's tough.
I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson.
Penny Sewell.
Dan Campbell.
Kirby Joseph. You're a big Kirby guy.
I am. I like Brian Branch.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like I like the team.
I love that. What about you? Favorite Detroit Lion of all time?
Calvin was the reason games were able to be watched when we were growing up. That was bad football. So I was Calvin for sure. And Sewell is my Lion right now. I think I was so crazy hype when we drafted him.
Love that.
He's sticking with it.
Love that. What about you, Jalen?
Favorite watching, growing up, I'll probably say, we can go Eddie Drummond. How about that? We'll go Eddie Drummond. He signed my football when I was like 6 years old. We go Eddie Drummond, and I say about now, Brian Branch. You know what I mean? It's very. I'm gonna stay on that train. Midnight Train to Detroit. We're gonna stay on that one.
I love that. Wasn't Eddie Drummond? Didn't he win All Pro as a kick returner?
Yeah, he was All Pro. Number I think it was 18 or so. Man, shout out to Eddie Drummond. I hope he's doing well. Man. That was a good dude.
I don't know what this means. Peaceful Tim mailbag. Oh, you didn't go.
I didn't. I'm going to give you Robert Porcher is my all-time favorite Lion. He was a sick defensive end. He was nasty. He was like in the just before Javon Curse in that era of like nasty defensive ends. I don't know if I'm supposed to share my favorite player now. I do love Penei Sewell. We'll go with Penei Sewell.
I don't know. You might get in trouble for that.
Yeah. How about this? I love how Penei Sewell plays the
Your
game
key card
and
might not
approaches
work. I don't know
the
if
game.
You have one, but it might not work tomorrow.
It's fingerprint.
That might not work. Peaceful Tim said, mailbag, do either of you check your own mail? I don't know what that means.
Like physical mail?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I do.
Me too.
Although most of it's junk now and bill. If it's not a bill, it's junk. Like advertise a bunch of junk. What about this? This is on I think it was outdoor equipment with D-Mac. Do you guys say weed whipper or weed whacker? This is from Lorena Rios.
Oh my God.
Also, where's your chain, Booner?
Broder.
Wow, that's interesting.
Broder.
That's both of them. I've grown up both of them, to be honest.
Whacker. Who says weed whipper? What?
I say both growing up.
Weed whacker.
I don't know what. I don't know. Does it really matter? Is it a whacker, whipper?
Yeah, I don't know.
Weed whipper.
They both do the same thing, right?
Jim, do you say there was a question in there that you might have seen?
The away fan. It was for you. It was for you, Broder. It was what album did you enjoy in high school the most between the Carter 3? Well, if you were in high school, Broder, or
I think it was high
Late
school.
Registration by Kanye West. Which one did you like the most?
Oh, Late Registration was an incredible album. My childhood was the Carter series, all Lil Wayne's mixtapes growing up. Like that was when I was the most hood, and I just have so many great memories. But vintage Kanye at the beginning. I don't know if Through the Wire was. I don't know if that was Late Registration.
That was College Dropout. Yeah.
College Dropout. Those were the last Kanye album. I wasn't a huge fan once he went to 808 and Heartbeats. He just hasn't been my favorite musician, but I love that early stuff. What about you, real quick? We're about to wrap up.
So we can go. I say Carter 3. That was like peak Wayne, but Late Registration had a Paul Wall feature, man, on Drive Slow. So.
Paul Wall. Did you see that video of him? Do you know he'd see his new look?
Yeah, you got your haircut now.
He literally he sounds the exact same, but Paul Wall. I almost put it in the show prep a couple days ago. Maybe we'll show it next time. But for Booner, I'm Broder.
Peace.
We got Nick. We got Jalen. This was Woodward Nights. Thank you all for joining us. On your way out, if you could please hit that like. That helps us. Maybe put a comment after the show ends.
Yes,
put a comment in. It helps us out. But regardless, we're so appreciative of you guys in here chatting with us. I hope you have an incredible Thursday night. Go Niners.
Cheat.